Hey there, my lovely collective. Okay, guys, let's see what Spirit has for you guys today. This will be a very general reading, as always, okay? Please only take what resonates, leave the rest. Do not try to make it fit if it does not. Sorry, guess I was thirsty. All right, guys, if you need more specific information, as always, please look at your other placements in your chart, okay? Specifically your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. Okay, let's go. Spirit, what do we have today for the collective? What do you want them to know? Okay, spiritual learning and ascension. Okay, very good. Danu, is that the name, Danu? Definitely love that. A lot of you guys going through or doing a lot of learning at this time, going through an ascension process, it looks like. I love this. This is, I don't know if that's Nike, Nikki. It says Nike, right? Anyway, that's about triumph. That's about mastering oneself, okay? Self-mastery, or even something that you've been working really hard on, okay? This is also about a sense of pride. Like you've been able to bring something into being. This could be your own changes. This could be, I don't know, if you've been working hard on a project or trying to bring something to fruition. It looks like you're going to be celebrating that, or maybe you already are, okay? Yeah, real sense of pride in something that you're either putting together, or honestly, this could simply be you and your changes, your transformation, I want to say as well. Feeling very confident though. Now, I think it's something you might also be working on. Okay, I don't know why I get a very strong sense about that. There's something that's going to be celebrated here. Okay, so what is coming together for the collective that's going to actually be celebrated here? Look at this. So we do have justice, balance, and fairness. Okay, so maybe you're feeling like something, like the scales of something are finally being balanced here. Okay, maybe you feel like justice is coming to you in some way. This could actually be some kind of legal matter. But it could also be something where you felt like there was some kind of injustice that was done in the past, all right? And you just wanted, I feel for some of you, you wanted to be taken out of that light. I don't know what that means. Maybe that means that people were seeing you in a light that was not even fair to you. It wasn't true to you. It's not really what happened. This could have been around a situation at work, I guess. It could have been around, a situation. It could have been with family or with someone who you were with. I heard fiance as well. So maybe this had something to do with someone who you were engaged with as well. Maybe you guys could have had some kind of interference if this was a love story. It doesn't have to be, for sure. Whatever it is, I feel like you are feeling like things are really leveling out, balancing out in a sense, okay? Things are getting fair again. I feel like this calmness that is coming over you, kind of this ease, okay? There's a redirection here. What is that about? Okay, there's a redirection here. Okay, about what? So it's redirection in terms of maybe. Okay, so you could have been, there could have been something. Okay, I'm not digging the gossip stories lately. Okay, I don't know what's going on with that, but somebody may have dealt you some kind of injustice that had people seeing you in an unfavorable way. Maybe they even tried to like hold you down in some way, or maybe paint a picture of you that just was inaccurate. Okay, I feel like the fairness, the justice, the balance is about a redirection of them, not of you, okay, of their thoughts, their views, how they're seeing you as well. Maybe you're viewing that, or maybe you will be viewing that as justice. Very interesting, okay. Yeah, because you were just, you've really stepped into a ton of harmony here. Plain and simple. Okay, you're very balanced. Something here is definitely a win. And it's something that you have really been fighting hard for. So again, this could be, remember, we saw a triumph here, right? We saw having a lot of pride and in something. And this person actually has their arm up like, yeah, I did it. So it could definitely be related here if it did have something to do around potentially courts or an unjust situation. All right. It's always a shame how we're really guilty until proven innocent, right? In the eyes of people. All right, so maybe you've had to endure quite a bit with this particular situation. And then we have Rihanna in here, which is about the muse. This is about having a lot of creative inspiration. I'm going to tell you, you have definitely made some beautiful changes here with Coventina, okay? So maybe you're so much more harmonious, okay? This could have been something too, okay? Say that you were in a situation and you left. It could have been around work. It could have been around any of your relationships, okay? Family, work, I guess romantic, anything like that. Even a friendship, okay, where they tried to paint you in a bad light here, all right? And meanwhile, here you've been going through all of this ascension, all of this spiritual learning here, all right? And you have turned, I mean, look how balanced you are here. Emotions in check, completely balanced. I think you're probably glowing. Okay, you have a great deal of clarity. You may be sharing your wisdom with someone else here. A lot of harmony in this card too. People are seeing that. So whatever was done before, it's almost like a turning of the tide. Somebody was screwed over. I'm getting the number 5. If that resonates with someone. So maybe 5 years ago, that could have been the situation, or maybe you felt like you really got drugged through it in some sense 5 years ago, something like that. Dealt some kind of injustice that is now people are kind of watching you. Yeah, I don't know. Are they watching you literally, or are they seeing that you have kind of turned all of that into something very positive for yourself, and also changed as a result, reinvented? That's what I want to say. Maybe you've reinvented yourself as well. Okay, the bottom line is you've changed. You're not dragging around that anymore. You don't care. Okay, you're moving forward. But there is some kind of, I don't know how to explain this. Maybe it feels kind of good, right? So, like, yeah, of course, I try to tell y'all. Okay, so you're focused on yourself. That's what I get. Okay, you're definitely focused on yourself. Now, mind you, this could have been somebody you was with. This could have definitely been some kind of romantic relationship as well. All right, where you felt like you weren't being acknowledged, right? Like where you felt like too many people were involved. Maybe people were trying to knock down this situation. It could have been anything like that. I feel like you may have been someone's muse here. Okay, you could have very well been someone's muse in a sense. All right. Maybe you met someone and maybe you fell for them, or maybe they fell for you. Maybe it was a two-way street, and you sparked a lot of creativity, a lot of growth even in one another as well with this Rhiannon card. Yeah, you definitely, and you could be someone's muse actually. So this could actually be pretty current as well. As a product of your growth, somebody may be keeping their eye on you, and it may be due to some kind of creative endeavor that you have going on, or maybe they're wishing to include you as well in some kind of creative endeavor. Okay, okay. Look at this for a minute, because I'm very, very drawn to the hair. I don't know why I was looking at the color of the hair. I think I was looking at it as because I almost saw, this is like a person that has grown up. So her hair at the top is kind of reddish, and then as you get towards the bottom, I thought it was brown, but it's actually getting like grays here, which is showing me someone who maybe someone has not seen in a while either, but they're seeing that this person has, you can see she's clearly so beautiful here, but what you're really noticing, or what I'm noticing, the part that caught me, is this a person that has not only aged gracefully, but also they've been through some years. They've grown in terms of wisdom, and now it's almost like you haven't seen, those people on Facebook that like we were in 8th grade biology with, right? And then I don't know, like we haven't seen them in like ages. That's what it reminds me of. And but they still, they have all the memories. They still talk to us like we know each other, like we never missed a beat. It's kind of weird, but it's kind of like that. And I think a lot of people are looking at you like, wow, wait a minute, how did this person either come back into my life or pop up on my screen or something along those lines here? Look at what's happening here. And it's almost like I did a Sag reading earlier, and it was about, they had the gazelle in there. I'm going to do some animal spirits for y'all too. But that is about this beautiful gracefulness, okay? this elegance about them. And that's where I'm seeing you. And I think the way the hair is changing is kind of showing me that this has been a transition that you've been making over the years. That's what I want to say about it. Okay. Yeah, a lot of self-mastery here. Look at this. We got Isis. All right. And because of that, I think people are really watching you kind of manifest your dreams here. Okay. The card also says magic as well. There could very well be they could see you like creating magic in some way that they see that there's eyes on you. They're seeing that others are watching you. You're a helper too. A healer is what is here. Okay, healer, loving connection here. You're making very loving connections with others. You're very supportive. You're very supportive and you're very supported is what I was going to say here. Do you know how supported you are? I don't think a lot of you do. You are. You're very supportive. And I think you can continue and you will continue is what I'm getting here to grow. Yeah, this is something about gifts here is what I'm feeling. Yeah, you got a lot of focused intent here. You may be expanding yourself in some way, all right? You're focused, dead focused too. Speaking of Sagittarius, look at this Archer here, okay? Very, very focused on this, taking action, okay? Making things happen. I think you're taking everything that you've learned here, okay, and you're really using it kind of for the higher good in a sense of others, all right, for yourself and for others as well. A lot of action being taken here, though, to make things happen, which is fantastic. Maybe you were in a period, honestly, especially if you're over here, of just learning, of ascension, of just kind of sitting out for a little bit, you know, because we do that. And now I feel like you've re-emerged. That's what I want to keep saying. I mean, remember, this has been over some time here. This has not been overnight. This has been over some time for you. And now you're re-emerging. And I feel like people are seeing that. And something about it is really taking them aback, is what I want to say. All right, Spirit, talk to me. Give me my collective's energy then. What energy are they sitting in this reading? Oh, wow. Oh, we have the camel. We have the swan. I'm telling you. All right, let's get one more card. Oh, this is too funny. And then we have the hyena, and look what's on the bottom. Phoenix rising from the ashes. You cannot make it up. All right, let's take a look at these. Okay, let's start with the camel, and then we'll see how they kind of blend together. So what I love really about the camel is, well, first of all, the camel, think about it, even in its hump, right? It's already carrying like this wealth of nourishment, right, within them. All right, so very, very self-reliant animal, okay, which I believe is what you've become here, okay? Even if you were codependent at some point, you have learned, even if you felt like you were independent, okay, I feel like you have learned to kind of, especially through your growth, okay, you've just become very self-sufficient is what I want to say, completely independent. You know that you have everything that you need. You know yourself. Okay, that's what I think when I think about a camel. A camel already knows that. A camel knows that they're self-reliant, that they can handle basically any challenge with ease. Okay. I mean, if you think about it, even even in the face of like heat or something like that, you know they have excessive heat conditions. Okay, but think about heat too. That could be like judgment, anger for you. Um, but if you think about a camel, though, the camel like is always searching inside. Think about it. They're searching inside when it's so extremely heat outside for that water, right? That is stored within them. And that's the same. I absolutely love this because this is showing me that that is what you're doing. All right. You have learned that you have everything that you need. All right. Your answers are within. Now let's talk about these swans. Well, the obvious thing that always comes out to me when I see swans, of course, especially in this particular one, is mirroring. Okay, but that's not the message I think that needs to come across. I think because you have learned that everything that you need is within, okay, that you don't need to look for love or anything like that outside of you because you know that it's within you, Okay, that's what you know now. That's what this journey has actually taught you. Okay, others are seeing that because you're exuding that. When you think about a swan, think about a swan. The swans are just elegant. Like they radiate power. There's just a confidence that's within them. You know, when I see a swan, I always think about like a sensitive, you know, or a mystic in some way. I also feel when I see this, it can be about creativity, maybe even if maybe you're a writer or some kind of creative endeavor. A lot of energy healing here, which is very interesting. Why am I feeling energy healing here? I'm looking at this, and it's almost like even with the bodies, yes, there is, it's mirroring. It's almost like, listen, we're all connected. I'm getting, okay, it's all intuitive, guys. Like we are connected, right? Well, I see one that is through their own transition beginning to heal others, which is very, very interesting here because I did see over here that we had loving connections and we had a healer. So some of you are now healing because of your own transition. You're beginning to heal other people, even if you're not putting hands on them, even if you're not sending distant energy healing, whatever it is. You know, if you are a healer in some way, you could actually work in the medical industry or something. Even if you're not doing it that way, it's the conversion of your energy. Okay, it's the bringing up of the elevation of your vibration within itself. It's very healing to other people is what I'm getting. Now I'm very interested in this hyena because of where this hyena is falling. Okay, so we're going to look into that because I'm thinking about it's falling under justice, it's falling under balance and fairness. And you already heard the story that I was getting, right? About you could have been done wrong. There could have been things said or people trying to, you know, tear you down in a sense. And I almost feel like this could almost be like you, I hate to say it that way, but almost like getting your justice, okay? Getting your justice, I almost want to say laughing all the way to the bank, but it's not just about that. Just like who's laughing now? Like that's kind of the way I feel about it. Let me see if I can tune in a little more. No, that's really kind of what I'm getting. I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's some kind of satisfaction. The one thing I always worry about when I think about hyenas is because, you know, if I'm translating this into human behavior, you know, sometimes we can get into kind of using our humor, our wit, and stuff like that to avoid like problems and pain and stuff along those lines. But I'm just not, I don't think that's why that's here, to be honest. Be sure if that is the case, you're not falling into that. Was that an issue in the past as well? Was that something that you just kind of, you know, especially if you went through something, or it could have been, now I'm looking at these swans here, okay? It could have been with someone that you were very close with, someone who you were even mirroring here in a sense, someone that you were trying to nourish here, someone who you may have been healing, to be honest with you, whether you knew it or not, or vice versa. But maybe they're, instead of facing some kind of emotions, wow, yeah, this is kind of how you dealt with things. You know what I'm feeling? I'm feeling like there's been so much growth within you and that you honestly know who you are today. Okay, so much. I know that that is going to have a massive effect on people that you come into contact with, people that you, honestly, this looks like that's the only way I'm feeling this intuitively in this card, okay? Mirroring other people, healing them. This may be one person, this could be many, I'm not really sure, but what I do know is all these changes that you have made clearly are catching the eyes, and also the respect of other people around you. And then we have the phoenix here rising from the ashes, and this is you, I am telling you, full blown. I, honest to God, I don't know why when I'm seeing this card, it's almost like the joke's on you. And I know you're not feeling that way, but I do kind of feel that way. People that could have said things or did things, or I have no idea what this is about, as I normally don't when I'm getting these intuitive hits. I just channel it, okay? Like they're going to feel bad about that. Like they're like, wow, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? There's a star quality or some kind of, there's crowd pleasing star quality, something like that about you. I think that's really standing out. But the biggest thing is, what the heck? Look how much this person has changed. Look how much they've transitioned. Look how they went through all of this down here, all of this darkness, probably went through hell, all right, and was able to transmute all of that. Listen how excited I'm getting. This is like unbelievable. Like, and transmute all that and just rise from those ashes, okay, into this beautiful, beautiful, phoenix here, right? Absolutely gorgeous here. Okay, so let's get some. I think I'm going to start. I don't even know where to start. I'm going to start with maybe sacred signs and symbols. Let's see where it goes. Oh, you know what? No, I'm going to start with, I have these mystical shaman oracles. Let's look at these. Let's see what's going on. I know I probably need to get you guys a love update. I'm going to do that. I just feel, I did a love reading earlier. And by the way, also, just with the way these are coming out, if you are a Sag or have Sag in your chart, you might want to look at the bullseye reading that I put out. Very powerful tonight. And there's a love reading. I don't know. I just really feel like this energy is really pushing us forward, and that needs to be kind of the focus here. Okay, that's not going to be for, well, could be for everyone. I don't know. I think it's super beneficial to kind of follow that right now, though. Yeah, so we have the blade. Okay. What else, Spirit? What else for my collective spirit? What is the message tonight? Aw, the hummingbird. Beautiful. Oh, okay. We have the Time Master here as well. And interestingly enough, we have many paths on the bottom. I'm going to take that just because that card, I've saw that card twice, okay, when I was shuffling, and I don't know how it keeps ending up back on the bottom, so I'm going to take that. It's got to mean something, right? Okay, the blade is a very, very, very strong card, okay? The blade is, it's a, well, I started to say it's a tool, but honestly, it can be used as a tool or a weapon, okay? It signifies the sharpness of like the mind, the body. It signifies clarity. All right. I remember reading one time that when you point the blade at the heavens, like you can summon, right? It's like summoning the power of heaven to get the help you need. But likewise, it can be used as a weapon as well, right? So when I see this, I always think of a couple of different things. Okay, so this could be used as all of that insight, all of that power, especially this newfound, you know what I'm saying? This newfound, I want to say, insight that you have found within yourself, these new truths can be used for the good. All right, but a lot of times what we will use that blade for, and especially the way that you communicate, okay? I think I really need to get that out, okay? Because you are of sharp mind, okay? You sharp wit, sharp words, all of that, all right? They can come very quickly. And so a lot of times we can use our intellect and the way that we communicate to really assist us and to assist others. But we also tend to yield those sometimes by being triggered, putting ourselves either in those situations or other people come into us with that kind of situation, and we can also use it for bad, okay? And that's not good. And I think when I see the blade, one of the things that it really, I'm looking at where it landed too, on top of the clarity, emotions, and harmony. So I think it just reminds us that look at all these changes that have been made, okay? So make sure you're continuing to use your communication, the way that you are, all of this positivity, all this beautiful energy that you've gleaned for the good. Don't allow people to trigger you, okay? And then start using this to kind of, wield power over them, or to cut them out even, all right? Yeah, because that is the thing about being a good communicator, right? We can... Like my mother used to tell me, you go straight for the jugular. That is not, I'm definitely not bragging. That's exactly what she used to say. That's not anything to brag about. That's a very bad thing, but that's a triggered emotion, right? When you know that you can beat people to the punch because you're a great communicator, you have to kind of watch that. So I think the blade is kind of like saying, listen, you've acquired all this, use it to push you forward. Okay, don't use it for anything bad here. Okay, watch what you say. And don't get triggered. That's another thing I keep getting. So I don't know if somebody's trying to trigger you or that's just kind of a little bit of a warning. Maybe you have had that propensity in the past, but you've been through a lot of changes now. And I love, love, love hummingbirds, of course. So obviously very tiny creatures, but the beauty of hummingbirds is I don't know if you know this about hummingbirds too. I don't know if you know that they can be fiercely like territorial. Um, like they like to protect their home, because how often do we really see them in that place? But that is something about hummingbirds that I read one time, I remember. Anyway, I think with hummingbirds, they really teach us to be like gentle to ourselves, but also to really kind of protect our personal space. All right, like fiercely protect that. Only allow people in, I feel like, that support you, who care for you, who will care as much about you protecting yourself and protecting you, okay, as you do as well. Because a lot of people just want to take advantage. Something about you is getting notoriety, all right? Again, I feel like I got that as well in Sagittarius, but totally different, very different reading, completely different cards. But something about you is, and I almost feel like this will be necessary, but use it for the good. Use it in a very empowering way here because you're going to need it, is what I want to say. Number 6, 26, 62, 57, 75, 34, or 43 may very well be relevant here. I love this card actually because this just reminds us that time is fluid. I think a lot of times we can actually also, I'm thinking that time can expand as well as contract. I know we all follow a clock and stuff, and a lot of people won't understand that, but it's all according to the way you think as well. Okay? And I think a lot of people get into this phase where they feel like they're out of time. I'm out of time to fulfill my dreams. I'm out of time to have this, what I've wanted, what I've waited for, what I've yearned for so long. And I think this card just kind of reminds us, no, you're not. I mean, how are you thinking about time? Do you understand that time is fluid, right? Do you understand? I mean, really, it's according to your, really depends on your mode of thought here. But, a lot of people would say that we're living a lot of even different lives at the same time. So it really does depend on what you believe. We actually have more going on than we even know. So it's really important, I think, to be conscientious of that. And if you just learn to kind of flow through things, is what I really feel like here. Okay, just kind of allowing it to guide you. I don't think you're going to get so caught up in time and not having enough time to do things or finish things or achieve the things that you want. Okay, it's important to really kind of live in the present, so that you're not thinking along those lines, very much so in the present. And then the last card, so beautiful, of course, is many paths. I just feel like this is more of an invitation, okay? Like this is like your call, okay, to take like a big, bold step and like leave the beaten path that everybody else is kind of walking on. It's kind of like heaven and earth are conspiring on your behalf to support you. All right, they want you to move. They don't want you to think about time and if you have enough time to do it and if that's even possible. Because around time, there's usually a lot of fears too, right? That's why we start thinking that way. We're running out of time. We're running out of time. Stop thinking about that, okay? This is definitely telling you that not only you're not running out of time, you're being pushed, okay, to really do something exciting, something bigger, something bolder is what I'm getting. And I feel like when you see this kind of show up, it's almost like act. You know what I'm saying? It's like telling you it's time to act, okay? Because you don't want to miss the moment. It's time to kind of sail into uncharted territory, if you will. Yeah, this is amazing. Getting a lot of very highly spiritual. I don't know what's going on. Well, I do know what's going on in the energy. Today is 10/10, of course. We did a portal reading yesterday, and then, of course, we just went through the full moon. So lots of very, very powerful, potent energies out there. Let's get some cards and see what's going on. All right, Spirit. What messages do we have for my collective this evening? Step out of your comfort zones. What does that mean to you? Something about your transition. has brought this on. You know, it's so funny that we're seeing the blade because remember what I said when I saw the hyena? So maybe that was, okay, and maybe that was almost like a little warning as well, okay, just to make sure that you don't let something go to your head, maybe your success or something that you're doing, that you don't get out of character. You've grown so much. Make sure that you don't, get caught up in that. That should, honestly, anyway, after you've healed and you've definitely begin to ascend and just get closer and closer, feeling closer to source, you don't really think, I know I don't think about that. I never think about, oh, I wish they could see. I mean, that's just crazy. I don't get into all that because we're a little bit busy moving forward, okay? So make sure you don't let your ego creep up on you because it will certainly do it. All right. Spirit, what do you have here for my collective, please? What would you want them to know? What's going on with them? Like, what is coming up here? Quite a bit. Okay. Well, I don't know what that's about. Maybe something's got you feeling a bit backed in a corner here. Has that been some of the process that you've been going through? Maybe you're waiting for some kind of just situation to come out. Maybe you're waiting on someone, or you feel like you've been left waiting in some sense. Yeah, but you're fighting. I mean, you're definitely fighting through some kind of situation here. Okay, Wounded Warrior, we kind of talked about that before, about how much you had actually been through. When we look at the Phoenix, we know this is a person that has had tons of things go on in their life. Maybe could have been tons of, hurt, tons of bad experiences, anything like that, tons of traumas, and they've managed to transmute all of that and rise from the ashes. So we've already saw that, okay, you're very, very resilient, and I think that's going to continue on. I'm very interested in this restriction card because of these cards that came out in the Shamanic Oracle, okay? So it's funny that we started thinking about mini paths or talking about mini paths in the Time Master, because maybe something has kept you restricted, and maybe that has been your thought process, okay? Maybe that has been your own fears here, your own anxiety about moving forward, or maybe you have been waiting on someone else, feeling like you needed that addition to move forward. And honestly, that's not what I'm getting here, but we'll see what's going on here. Yeah, look, yeah, that's something's been happening here. You have been resisting change here. All right. Yeah, you've been resisting some kind of change here, okay? And maybe, all right, guys, I'm being taken in a little bit of another direction. Some of this is about a person. Okay, I think that you've been really delaying the inevitable here. All right, first of all, you have grown a lot, and I feel like it's almost like Source is pushing you in a direction to start fulfilling something for yourself, or maybe to move more on a path or something for yourself here, okay? You've been resistant to fully let go of something else. So maybe this is a job. Maybe this is just your way of, I don't think it's your way of thinking. That's not it. It's got something to do with something around you. So either your job, or you could have made a lot of transition and not fully released somebody. Okay. But whatever this is, you gotta, I'm feeling like you're supposed to let this go. Like you're trying to be moved in a different direction. Like, well, I'm trying to get you on your path. That's what I'm getting. Source is like, I'm trying to get you on your path. All right. But something you're hanging on to. Lock, stock, and barrel here. Is this you? Who is this? No, I think it's you. Okay. All right, let's keep moving. My goodness, I just noticed this as well. Is this what you've been hanging on to? Is this something that you've not fully healed with as well? You know, this is falling on the Swan card. This could be mirroring. This could be somebody very significant to you as well. Someone who you felt very embattled with, nonetheless, here. Okay, I do have Gemini and Sag showing up so far. A lot of Mars energy as well. You know, maybe this is something that you're not facing, collective, okay? Maybe that's what this tower is showing me here. Something definitely was not built on a solid foundation, but maybe this is something that you're not facing in it either, okay? Because maybe you're trying to avoid some kind of loss. You don't want something to be completely over. I feel like this is a misconception, and I don't know why I need to tell you that. A misconception is it going to be completely over? See? Yeah. This is where you've been, and this is where they're trying to push you. That's why you have many palace and time master coming out. They're trying to push you ahead. Okay, they want you to take a leap. All right, they want you to get out there and actually, this is, adventure, but it's not just about adventure. Like, you have things to do. That's what I'm feeling. You have some kind of new beginning that's going to be presenting itself, and I almost feel like they're saying, look, we're showing you what we want you to do here. Okay, you've been asking for this, you've been preparing for this. Look at this. This is falling on the phoenix rising from the ashes. Okay, and then we have the Fool card down here, ready to take this leap. They're ready. But something about somebody in this situation is hanging on to another situation. But I don't know that that situation was necessarily, if it's one person, if it's several people, if it's around a group of people that you feel like harmed you, hurt you, whatever, you got to let it go. You got to work through that. You got to start moving forward, because it looks like they're ready. That's what I'm getting. They're ready. You're not stuck, okay? You're keeping yourself stuck. Yeah. Yeah, see, they're ready. They're ready for you to move forward, okay? There's hope, all right? The star, recognition, okay? Inspiration, creativity, all right? They want you to move ahead here. We have Aquarius energy here as well. We also have Aries. Yeah. Collective, you got to move forward. Okay, that is what I'm getting. I don't know what it is. Even if they're saying to you, sit down and write, okay, that is the step forward in the right direction. That's going to help you either process or get something out there, be creative, something that's going to open up another door for you. All right, but they're trying to push you in to a different situation here, because I feel like whoever I'm reading for here, you have a lot. I'm telling you, y'all need to watch that bullseye reading, because that regardless of what you have in your chart, because that's what this was about. It was about a lot of recognition, a lot of people appreciating you, needing you, your touch on the world in some way, shape, or form. Okay, you're going to be inspiring other people. You cannot hang on to this anymore. That's what I'm getting. If you thought somebody was on this journey with you, they could be, but they could be behind you. And it could be, my guess is the twin here. All right. You got to keep moving. They'll catch up. And by the way, that's not what the journey is about anyway. Okay. The twin flame journey is not about waiting on anybody. All right. You have to keep it moving. And they were there, they did their job basically, right? They woke you up, because somebody here clearly woke up. All right. And now it's time to move forward. Yeah, a lot of new ideas coming up here. It looks like a lot of new plans that are being made here. A lot of Aquarius here, I'm noticing too. You may very well be an Aquarius or dealing with an Aquarius. Yeah, you're going to get clarity on something is what I'm feeling. And that may have been what you were trying to avoid. Avoid letting go, avoiding, even in your head, just kind of averting some kind of disaster, averting, I don't know, just this whole, okay, I'm going to have to say that this is, this is not the right time. Wow, I don't know who this is. This is powerful, definitely. Yeah, look at this. Okay, so we have things coming to fruition, and this is around work, okay? So this is all about investing. All right, it's about making investments of your time, investments of your energy, perhaps investments of your money as well. But it's also about your hard work that's going to be paying off for you. So whatever this new start is, whatever this stardom, could be some kind of stardom here, whatever this leap is they're asking you to take, it doesn't have to be that, by the way. This is just, I'm literally going by the cards here. Whatever it is, I think that it's going to be a very wise investment for you. That's what I'm getting, a very wise investment. I think you're also going to notice yourself kind of growing and opening up in different ways. But you know what I really feel? I feel such a beautiful connection between you and others. It's like an energy, right? It's just a whole vibe here. Like there's just so much like connection. That's what I'm feeling. I can almost feel like questions being asked too. Not sure why. Yeah. And then we have, look at this. So it may be something competitive, obviously, that you're going into. You may feel kind of conflicted about it. You may feel conflicted about all of this. I almost feel like too, it may be, I don't know why competitive. Okay, that is a card, obviously, that can very well be of competition. It's a card of Leo. Um, we also have Taurus here, I see as well. So I think this is more about, though, there could be some kind of clashing here as well. Okay, maybe that's why they were also talking about the blade here. Okay, when you begin to ascend or to reach new heights, all right, especially when it's spiritually led, but not only all the time, because we're always living our karma, right? We have to make sure that whatever our action is, okay, because it's not only about what we're intending, it's also about how we respond to things. And that's why the blade and I believe the conflict card is coming out here. All right, don't get caught up in it. Don't let people pull you off your path. Don't let people bring you down, is what I want to say. Take you into their struggle, because that's what can happen. I'm looking back here at the hyena. I keep being pulled at that again. I'm telling you, you may have had people like that in your past that absolutely try to do that. And although they may very well be seeing you and looking at you and how well you have done and how you have gracefully taken all of this and transitioned it into something very powerful, you have to remember a lot of people have not dealt with their own things. They may be looking at you and with respect or whatever, but there may be some envy as well. It doesn't even have to be with them. I would just say to you, don't get caught up in that stuff, because you are clearly going places here, okay? Yeah, look at you. We got you coming out as the King of Wands here, okay? So very much in charge, very decisive. King of Wands is they have a sense of independence, a very strong sense of independence about them. Yeah, also very charismatic leadership. That's what I get all the way. Okay, so again, I feel like whatever you're doing, other people are following that. They feel like you're leading by example, okay, by whatever you're doing here. Maybe through your own good works, whatever your works are in some way. And I think that this is something that inspires people, that they want to do as well. King of Wands certainly inspires other people. People don't mind following a King of Wands. And also the way that they relate with other people. I mean, very charming, obviously, very charismatic. So it's not very difficult to get others to kind of follow that. Now, I'm not talking about a cult, because I know sometimes that's not how all this stuff gets started. I'm talking about you following your passions, bringing something to the table, which obviously and clearly, very clearly, it helps, enhances, inspires others in some way, shape, or form here. Yeah, look at this. And then you have the Six of Pentacles, okay? Very nurturing, very generous energy here, okay? A lot of generosity here. You could be doing something very charitable as well. Yeah, but that card to me is also about, it's about community, okay? Bringing together a community, having people that stick by you, having people that, it's almost like a caring connections, that sort of thing. You guys know that card in the energy deck. It's like that. You're bringing people around you that you guys are on the same page in so many things. And I feel like a growing community. I keep wanting to say that. So there must be some kind of growing community behind all of this as well. I love that Spirit keeps giving you warnings, because I know somebody definitely needs to hear that. Sometimes it's easy to kind of fall back or to let people take us to places, or the right person. I mean, if we're in good energy all the time, that is sweet, right? We're just like, oh yeah, this is great. I got everything under control, because we're not being challenged. I always say that about, when we're like, he went up on a mountain and meditated for 40 days. Well, yeah, everything's great up there, but then you got to come back down into the world, and then you obviously you get challenged with things, and that's just the truth of the matter. So you have to be so calm, I think, within yourself, and but not only that, not just calm within yourself. I think once you start dealing with a lot of those things, those toxicities that are within us, generally those wounds, it becomes so much more normal just to be just very chill when people are talking. because we do understand that people are usually working from their own stuff, right? That's not even about us, that's about them. But that's a growth thing. So I think that's kind of what Spirit is saying. A lot of times we can start achieving things so quickly and it can kind of go to our heads. And although we think we're in a good space, it just takes one person to do that. And I don't know why I feel some kind of fame with this for some reason. So if there's some kind of fame with this, you know, we live in this cancel culture. You know, we saw what happened with Will Smith, right? Like, you can be on top of the world. You got to always be minding your P's and Q's in a sense. Now, I don't know if you're as famous as Will Smith or what. I'm just simply saying, this is Spirit saying it doesn't matter what level it's at. You're being given a gift here. It's due to the work that you've done. It's due to your own manifestations, okay? And it looks like this is being granted, and it's really so much about just staying in your power and practicing, you know, those practices every day, that continuing to heal, continuing to move forward, continuing to love yourself, all right, so that you don't fall into these states, okay, these fragmented states, so to speak, okay? Let's see what else. Okay, I think I'm going to do the moon cards and just see what comes out here. I'm almost tempted to do energy cards, but let's see. All right, Spirit, what else can you tell me? Yep, look, conclusions are within reach. Full moon eclipse. Something is definitely coming full circle into culmination here. You're going to have to decide what that is. Is that relationships? Is that a way of thinking? Are you finally putting something to bed that has served its purpose? Something's coming to conclusion here. Yeah, they want you to really focus on the bigger picture here. Did we have an eclipse? I think we're having an eclipse this month, actually. So that is actually coming up. Oh, wow. It may be like on the 20th. Check those dates if you want to look it up on the lunar scale and just see. Yeah, but then it says, look at the bigger picture here. What can you gain from all of these situations, right? We're always growing, right? So they're saying, look at the bigger picture. You've got stuff to do. I feel like this is in relation to letting something go. I think they're saying, listen, you got to see the bigger picture. Okay, it's time to move forward. It's time to really thrive now. Some of you guys may have spent a lot of time kind of in this mindset is what I'm feeling. Yeah, look at this. As you move ahead, though, look at the bigger picture. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. Are we in Libra? I think we're in Libra. We're in Libra season now. So we've already had the full moon, but basically the message is a win-win outcome is forecast. They're moving towards your goals. God, what am I thinking? We're literally sitting here right now in Libra season. We just had a full moon last night. I know this is full moon in Libra, but stay with me. We have all these energies, is what I'm trying to say, that are pushing us forward in Libra season, these 10-10 energies. And like I said, I just did a Sag reading too, and it was like, you know, a lot of power behind that as well. I just feel like things are happening for us finally. So anything that's been stagnant seems to be pushing forward. Oh my goodness, look at this. Expect powerful change. Look, you're being pushed out of your comfort zone. All right? They're ready for you to start moving forward, and that does involve a conclusion of something else, okay? So be mindful of that. If you know that you're hanging on to something else and you feel like you've not been able to do that, ask for assistance, okay? Because it's time to start moving ahead here. It may have also blocked some of your creativity as well. So you've done the work. You just have this little bit left to do. I mean, this is crazy. This is beautiful. It says, show the world. Oh my God. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius here. Okay, it's time for people to see who you really are, who you are now. All right, not who you've been, not what they thought you were, who you are now. Any of these talents that you have, these gifts that you have, it's time to bring it to the surface here, okay? A lot of changes are happening, powerful changes, okay? And I feel like you're not only being prompted to do this, all right, you're being supported in what you're doing here. This is absolutely amazing. And a win-win outcome is forecast, okay? If you follow the lead, I feel like, of what is being given to you. I'm going to do this last one and then we're going to just close it out because I'm going to tell you this is absolutely beautiful. And I feel like it's a very, very clear cut for somebody here. So you're going to know if this is your reading. It says to have faith in your dreams. Okay. Don't count father time here. Stop thinking that you're working against the clock. You are not. All right. So push ahead. It says many paths here because they're wanting you to push on your path and they're ready for you to take a path. Remember, it's not the beaten path, right? Not the path everybody else has taken. If you are a mystic, if you are a healer, if you are, I don't care what you're doing, if you're a writer, a songwriter, or whatever, making music, whatever, they're wanting you to just push yourself out there. It's time to go. You don't need to be in a 9 to 5 every single day if that's not your thing. All right? Get yourself out there and don't worry about what other people think, because obviously it looks like in the end, okay, a win-win outcome is definitely going to be forecast, okay? You're going to be accepted. You're going to be supported. And I feel a lot of love, like a lot of loving emotions here, okay? So you're definitely inspiring others in some way, shape, or form. And that in itself is very beautiful. You know, um, well, I won't get into that. I keep getting into my stories. But anyway, that's what I have for you guys. I think I'm just going to wrap it up there, guys. I love y'all. This is gorgeous. Hopefully this is for you. If it is, hopefully you're paying attention, okay? And you start moving ahead. All right, I will talk to you guys very soon. Thank you. Bye.